Don't blink, you should blink. Welcome to the show. Hope the guys doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this. Drumroll, please. 11 July 2025. Today we are talking about second season of Squid Game. Now, I took a break from Squid Game because shows like that, like a drama, shit like that, it's very heavy emotionally. Plus, those are shows that I never watched before. So I have to watch them once. I have to rewatch them again because it's it's new for me. So for example, a show that I already watched is easier for me. So I took a little break, but we're back, and we're back in the best. Last time we did was when Ji Hoon, our main characters. And by the way, if I pronounce Ji Hoon wrongfully, like I watched a couple people recap Squid Game, take some notes, steal some content. Of course, you know me. But everybody says it in a different fashion, so I'm like, bruh, I'm not even sure anymore, bro. I'm not even sure anymore, bro. And now, of course, I didn't prepare myself because I wasn't planning to do this tonight. But I got nothing else to talk about or nothing else to do. So might as well recap some shows. This is why we recap shows. Because we are running out of ideas. You know what I mean? Doesn't happen often, but when it happens, we're here. So now I'm going to find it. This is the last one, so it should be here. There you go. I believe, yes. Fuck yeah. This is a guaranteed one. So, what did we do when we start watching? We stopped watching it. We watched a show called Zom 100, which was phenomenal. Phenomenal. And of course, our computer's lagging. So I'm gonna have to wait. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the light happened. You're saying that Netflix doesn't answer? Darling. It will answer to me. Trust me. I'm gonna say please. I'm gonna say thank you. I'm gonna say it would be very nice of you. And that's what I'm gonna do. There you go. There you go. Oh, you're not connected to the internet. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. My, my. So we were at season 2, episode number 3, which is the beginning of the game. Which technically speaking, I gotta say, I loved the I love the non bread from India, of course. I love the non game part, but the only part that I really felt was as good as the game was the salesman. Jiwoon is an amazing character, but Jiwoon is driven by anger and fear, and well, fear also. Yeah. So we have these guys. Now I gotta say, I'm further in the third season, and I fucking love this guy. This guy was your typical dummy police officer, is the best. So he tells the captain, "Yo, I don't trust this captain, bruh. I don't trust him, bruh. Like, don't worry about it. You're good. You're just freaking out for no reason, dude. Right? So now we're going with the captain. The captain promised we're gonna find the aisle. So this is super fucking cool. Now, I'm gonna be honest and say that season 2 ups the ending. See, you could see this as, oh, it's boring. It's boring. It's really boring. Because we're doing the same thing. However, there's 2 things that work really well. The first thing is, we know what's gonna happen. So, for example, right? We have a phone call from someone that says somebody's gonna die. So you know what's gonna happen. This is exactly what's gonna happen. And we have Jiun. You wake up next to a medium. Now, the medium is, in my opinion, now, again, I'm gonna repeat myself because I feel like I need to repeat myself. When I talk about characters, when I talk about storyline, I know what happens. Because I watched the whole thing. I'm gonna mention things in the future, right? And if you don't like it, well, that's not my video. So we have him, and you wake up next to her. Now she's special. So there, she's a medium, right? Now it's complex because we don't know if she's full of shit. Now, am I saying that people who are medium aren't right? No, I'm not saying that. I said I believe in spirituality to a certain degree. I believe a lot of them are full of shit. I'm sorry, full of shit. They know exactly what you want to hear. So because they know what you want to hear, they'll tell you that, and you say, "Oh my God, you're so cool. You're so cool." And then I can tell you, "Hey, something very can happen to you nearby. You lost a close one not too long ago." Yeah, I went to work. This is normal stuff, you know. So yeah. So do I believe her? Now, in the end, she represents one of the best fucking characters in the game. So this is gonna be controversial. This is gonna be giving me a lot of hate. I don't really care. I believe, and again, it's my personal opinion. I believe that sometime in despair, sometime in fear, people turns to God. So when they're hungry, they'll say, "Hey God, please." You weren't praying when you were full. You weren't praying when you were rich. You're praying that you need help, bro. You understand? So yeah. So to me, this is kind of odd. It's kind of weird. But then I feel like a lot of people in despair. She said a couple of things that were right. So they start to follow her, and they're like, "Hey, we kind of care about you. We kind of follow you. We kind of believe in you." But the way she's introduced, and she's weird. I like that. Absolutely like that. I think it's a good place because last season, sadly, wasn't a lot of character we cared about. We cared about whom? The three main. We cared about the five main. We cared about the gangster. We cared about the girl with the cigarettes. That's pretty much it, right? So now we have a better cast. I'll gotta say that. So then he wakes up. He has a 456. Now the 456 is actually special. The 456 is, in this case, it's very very special. And last season, it was just a coincidence. He was the person that they needed for the last place. They needed a number 456, and he was number 456 to call. That's for simple reason. Now, is there because he was there before? Is there because okay? So how it works is the salesman kind of recruits them, right? But then we believe that the VIP or the front man wanted him to be part of the game. It's like, you want to be part of the game? Okay, no problem. I'll keep you a place. That could be it. So it's one of those two for sure. So now we have everybody that's there, and it's kind of funny because we have the mask, we have the people being worried, and this is exactly what we had last season. Exactly what we had last season. So it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. I can't work. It is kind of nice that we have this same thing as last season, but still. Now we have the characters. The cool thing with that is you don't know. This is kind of important. This is kind of really cool because they're going to show you characters that react, right? They'll show you characters that react, and they'll show you character that's, oh, this one is important, this one is important, this one is important, right? Now, why it's important here is because they could be showing you characters because they're gonna kill them off. So you care about those characters, and because you care about those characters, you're like, yo, I don't want them to die, right? Or they could show you characters that are important because they're not gonna die. So your main characters, your main cast, it's actually super nice. But then this episode is called 001. Now 001 is actually a very important character because in the last season, which is in the there's three seasons. There's only two games. Number 001 was infiltrated. It was one of the VIPs. Now there is a couple of things that's going on. The VIP in the first season and in the second season, it's always the same person. It's not the same person, but it's the same role. So you could think that number one in previous game has been a different role, right? It's not clear. So then we have the people. We have what it is. Ji-hoon. You guys remember that he had a teeth that was kind of he had a teeth that was kind of he had a teeth that was marked with a GPS. So you could believe that, okay, well, he's just buying his time. The truth with Ji-hoon is his mentality is, I don't have to play the whole games. I can do one game, I can do two games. People are gonna come. Now, spoiler alert, the GPS, it's not there anymore. So then he asks, okay, well, I have to change my plan. Because the first plan of Ji-hoon is, I'm going to stop the game, I'm going to bring a fucking army, I'm going to kill you guys. Second plan is like, okay, well, I have to stop it from inside, right? Now, what is cool is we have the thing scene, which shows the people and how much they owe money. So this is actually really cool. Now, the coolest thing here is most of these characters are not important, right? By putting non-important characters, like, okay, well, I don't need to present you, I don't really need to give you a line. We saw you. So we know that you're in the game. So I thought it was really interesting. Okay, so they show the money. Now, I'm going to be honest and say I don't remember how much money was it offered at the first game. It's the same thing as the second game, it's different. Now, there is some drama. So Ji-hoon, right away, what he does, which is super interesting, is he's analyzing, right? So why is it interesting? Well, because Ji-hoon has been character in the game, the first game of the series. Now, that's super interesting for a couple of reasons. The first reason why that's interesting is because we can guess that, okay, well, since he knows exactly what's gonna happen, he is hyper aware of the situation. But at the same time, it's something that's completely different. He knows that the red people are not the most important part. He knows that they're just employees. He knows that somewhere out there, there's a frontman. And he is the guy that's in charge. So it's like, okay, well, I know that you're there, and I know that you're watching. So because he knows that, he's looking for cameras. And the first thing he does is he finds cameras. Now, what is the importance in that, right? Well, because this is him planning, right? So, for example, it's kind of complex also, because, and this is a spoiler, this is a huge spoiler. This is a huge spoiler, right? When Ji-hoon come to the game, he think that every single game is going to be the same as last year. So he said, okay, well, I'm going to be able to survive a couple, right? But there's still the risk that he's going to die. There's still the risk that he might die. And if he dies, then all of his knowledge and all of his, like, I'm going to stop the game ends here. So he's already looking for a contingency plan. And also, the plan that he has, oh my god, I have the nicest skin in the game. The plan that he has is dependent on him, right? For example, we know as viewers, which is very, very important, once again, very important, we know as viewer that we have Neo Turbo, and we're gonna do Neo Turbo, we're gonna do Retro Wave. These skin are phenomenal. These are such a cool skin. That's pretty much it. Yeah, look at this. How nice is this? This is cool. Cool. So, like I was saying, we know that they cremate the people. I don't know if Ji-hoon knows that, though. I don't know if he knows that. Wait, okay, never mind. I thought I made a mistake. I didn't. We know from watching the first season that they cremate their victim. I don't know if Ji-hoon knows, and if Ji-hoon knows, it's like, well, if they cremate me, that's gonna stop everything. They're gonna stop the what you call it, it's gonna stop people from fighting me. If they cannot find me, I'm kind of fucked, right? So this is actually very interesting. Plus, at the same time, now that you know that there's more to it than the game, you can actually focus. So the rule also, and this is very smart. Now I know I'm talking a lot, but because I'm doing something else, I'm trying to gain some time. I'll be completely honest. I don't care. So there's a very important thing that's going on. He goes in the game and it's like, yo, if the police find me, I kind of have to explain to them what happened, right? I can't just say, hey, dude, we took care of the game and now they don't exist anymore and blah blah blah. No, you have to say, well, this is how it works, right? This is how it works. And the craziest thing is, Ji-hoon might know, he might just know that some of the people that was part of the game were working. So the way we know that the captain is not a good guy, you take a picture with a guy from the game. The salesman was working at the game before he even got his promotion. The frontman was a player in the game. We know he got offered a card to say, yeah, you're gonna be part of the game. He did that, and that's why he disappeared, right? And then he decided to work. We don't really know what's happened. And I gotta say, I'm at season 3, episode number 4, and we still don't know what happened. But At the same time, I think it adds to the villain. I don't know if the front man considers himself a villain. See, if you do something that's bad, but you feel justified, I think that he feels justified. I think he's like, yo, these games are important. There's a lot of people that are sick, that are broke, that are costing a lot of cash to the society, right? And because of that, me taking care of them is actually helping them, you know? So this is very important. Now, I'm just talking with you guys. I'm just having fun with you guys. Is it truth? I don't know. I think, with a show like that, with the emphasis on the game, it's hard to come in and say, okay, well, guess what? These characters are important, right? Now, technically speaking, right? Look at the last year. How much do we really know about the characters? How much do we really know? Not a lot. Not a lot. Now, is that a problem? Is that a big deal? No, of course not. It's not a big deal because they died. So you're kind of allowed to not give a fuck about certain character because you're gonna kill them off. Now, before we continue, I'm gonna do a small break because first of all, I'm gonna complain. I'm gonna make another video about that. Lately, you've been hearing a lot of music in my videos. The reality is, it's always the same neighbor. We used to talk a lot, right? And never mind, it's not important. It's not important. It's just very sad. Yeah, she's mad at me. And because she's mad at me, she's trying to piss me off, but guess what? Not gonna work. You know why? Because it's gonna piss off people more than me before. They're gonna complain before I complain. So yeah, so this, and I gotta say, this is just me being biased, right? But I did prefer the second squad. The second squad meaning the second group of people. Now there's a scandal here. There's a scandal. So you see, this is very bad. This is very, very bad. So the reason why people have numbers, because they don't want to give each other's name. So there's this rule, and this is really, I'm gonna be fucked up for saying this. This is gonna be disgusting of me to say. I don't care. When you're a farmer, right, and you need to kill to eat, or you need to kill to sell, you stop giving name to animals, not to get attached, and you tell the kids don't give animal names because they're not gonna be around forever, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. So I think that's why, right? But then we have a scandal. Two people knowing each other. Now, technically speaking, with a group of 466 people, two people knowing is very, very possible. But then again, if two people know each other and they get killed in the first game, they'll never realize that, yo, I know this guy. No? So now we have a mother and son, which is pretty bad. Now, technically speaking, they know they're gonna have to kill each other. However, with geo intervention, maybe we can leave the game before we have to go there. So it's bad, but it's not bad. It's not bad, right? And I think as a viewer, we still think that Ji-hoon has his chip and his teeth. So that's kind of important. Now, talk about how the son is bad. We have an important scene. And this, I gotta say, the cast of season 2 is better. The cast of season 1, I'm sorry, there's nobody that I really like. I like Ali. But Ali didn't sound like a main character. Ali is the guy you're supposed to like, gonna die. The girl who was protecting her brother, the same thing. This is important. This is really important. An important scene. So we have characters. All of these characters in the first are important. They're all important. Super important. You see, this is the girl we just saw. And this is the girl we also saw. See, she'll get killed first. This guy is super important. This guy is super fucking important. This guy, a lot of people hate him. I don't mind him. This is fucking bad. So this, guys, This is one of the most important moments of the game, of the show. So this guy is called Thanos. And this guy, I don't know who he is. I don't know who he is. But they're friends in real life. Not in real life, but they're friends. So Thanos was... That was huge. That was huge. Like, there's a personal story to it. Was a K-pop star who was got smoking weed, which is legal in another country. Because that, everybody was seeing, like, oh my god, he's a criminal. Don't fuck with him. Don't talk to him. So he got really cancelled. Then he applied, and he didn't even get paid. And Ji-hoon, the main character, was the one that says, you know what? The kid just needs a chance. So yeah, so didn't get paid. So this is actually really cool. These two people, right? This is a he's a rapper, right? And he is a there's a name for that. I think it's like an idol. So you can pay people in Japan. It's happening in Japan. You can pay. No, this is Korea. Never mind. But I know there's hosts. You can kind of pay them to show them a good time. It's not sexual. You just go to the bar they're going to. And then this guy, right, who was kind of like the bad guy of the game, what he did was he had some friend. So this, and what is very cool with the show, it's a more recent show, so this is very, very current. So there's something called a pump and dump. So influencers are going to create a Bitcoin or something similar, and they're going to tell their people, yo, invest in that, invest in that, invest in that. And then when people invest in that, they sell it. So they have the most, they have 50% of the Bitcoin. They sell it, and they sell it at profits, and everybody else loses money. So he did that. Now, he did that, but it's not sure that he did it. So he did tell people sell it or don't sell it. He did tell people that. However, he's also here, so he's broke. You know he's broke. So what really happened, you know? And then, since he's kind of like an asshole, then I'm gonna tell people, but I actually really like him. I actually really fucking like him. So Thanos, people love Thanos. Thanos was one of the most loved characters to a degree. He was more popular than Ji-hoon, right? So then, and the other guy is, a lot of people don't like him. I actually like the guy. He's a tweaker. So of course he has erratically. But the thing is, when he's with Thanos, which the guy with the purple hair, is actually really, really, really loyal. Which is cool. You know? So this is the thing. There's the mother and the son duo. You know they're gonna have each other to kill. And they're very sad. And then there's these two, like, yo, I know I'm gonna have to kill you, but guess what? Till the very end we'll be together. And we'll help each other. And at the end, may the best man win. And this is the mentality. You know? Now we have the captain. And the sad thing with the captain is, I don't believe, like, it's complex. He's an asshole. He's a bad guy. But I think he really cares about the captain. Now we have Thanos. And this is super cool because this guy kind of serve as the narrative pieces. This guy serve as an informative pieces. So we know Thanos is super popular, but we don't know just how popular it is. So this guy comes in, and he just comes in. And he's like, yo, I remember every single one of your songs. So why is that important? Because we're establishing Thanos as a superstar. I can tell you somebody's a star, right? But if I tell you that somebody's a star, and then I tell you that there's a couple of people in the game that recognize him, you believe it, right? I don't have to tell you shit. You have to discover for yourself. This is actually quite cool. And then everybody does like a selfie, which is super fucking badass. We have this guy. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you each character because they show those characters for a reason. This is Thanos, which is kind of super important, right? Super important. You can see that he has a posse. Everybody is loving Thanos, right? Everybody's loving Thanos. Look at this. He's a badass, bro. People love Thanos, bro. The one with the long hair. Sorry, I'm not gonna talk about it because she get killed the first game. Oops, spoiler. Okay, I watched this already. Oh, in my mind, And this is actually a good way to introduce characters without me introducing them later on. Like, all in the same place is actually a good idea. Got her, she died the first game, so we don't care. We got him. He's a tweaker. A lot of people hate him. But then, all his life, he was made to serve people. And then, finally have a chance to take over his life and take control of his life. So, I think he's justified a little bit, at least. We have him. The guy that we saw before, the guy was at old money. Her, she's super fucking important. She's super important. So she's pregnant, right? Big spoiler, she'll have the baby. The baby is, if Ji-hoon gotta stop the game, there's literally a baby in the game. He's involved in the game. You're not gonna kill a baby, are you? See, that's it. That's actually a really good point. And I just realized it. Give me a sec. There you go, kill the mosquito. Fuck you, mosquito. It's actually a really good point. Like, yes. That's a really good point. Like, yes. And I'm sorry to say this. I don't really mean it, to be honest. It's a fucking movie. But if you believe that people are sick, and the fact that they're broke, they're sick, right? Then you have a baby. That baby's not broke. That baby doesn't owe money. That baby isn't sick, as you say. It wasn't transformed by society. So if you kill it, then your whole principle of games is flawed, right? So she's super important. Not so much for her, but for the baby. We have him. And I'm gonna say, we have him who's the main bad guy. In my opinion, he's a bad guy. So, huge spoiler. So Ji-hoon plan to cancel the game doesn't work. What he does is they revolt, and he's trying to convince people to cancel the game, to say no, hey, don't play the game. You're gonna die. And this guy is part of the main group. He's kind of the leader of the main group of saying no, we're staying in the game. So I kind of like that. We have the mother and son duo. We have Ji-hoon. Now in this one, this is super important. So Ji-hoon here, right? Ji-hoon here, this is supposed to show the difference between the 456 of the last game. Now, I don't know if you remember, because we just watched it. But in the first season, the Ji-hoon, he was happy, dude. He was happy, he was smiling. And now, the craziest thing is, it's gonna show a bunch of randos people. And those randos are gonna be like making jokes and saying fuck yous and shit like that, right? But then at the same time, they don't really know what's up. So that's actually pretty cool. Then we're going to the first game. Now Ji-hoon has his best friend. Now this guy is super important because first of all, Ji-hoon had a friend in the first season too, right? But they weren't that close. The fact that he died, the fact that he betrayed Ji-hoon, like, okay, I understand. I got you. I got it. I have to kill another. There you go. Second mosquito killed. Don't even touch me. However, this guy is super close. Now, the fact that he's in the game, and this is why Squid Game is so amazing. We saw him in season 1. Now we're seeing him in season 2, but as a participant, right? So then he's the first to follow Ji-hoon. Now, in Ji-hoon, so I thought about this in the previous video, but in this season, Ji-hoon is kind of a leader in here, and he's a good leader. And last season, the leader was a gangster who introduced a system of violence. In this one, Ji-hoon is a leader, and he introduced a system of caring about each other and helping each other, right? Why this guy is important is because he trusts Ji-hoon. So because he trusts Ji-hoon, he's gonna have more of a what should we call it? More of a voice, because this guy, people trust this guy, so I should trust him too, right? Now this is a fucked up scene. The captain brings the crew on an island. In this island there's a lot of mines, right? So there's not a big proof as to that it was planned or trying to kill them off one by one. There's no proof of that, right? Just there's a mine and somebody dies. Now the game's open. We have the first game, which is green light, red light, right? And this is fucking cool. Oh shit. Look at this. Look at this. Ladybug. Hi, little guy. Let's not kill him, please. If it was a mosquito, I would kill it. Oh, ho, 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 ho. That was a mosquito, though. That was a mosquito. That was a mosquito. So we have the thing, and we realize that the teeth doesn't have the tracker anymore. So we're kind of fucked, and we've been following the tracker since day one. So then Ji-hoon is like, "Yo, this is the game, and they're gonna kill you," and nobody believes him. Nobody believes him, which is kind of cool because he looks like a crazy person. However, it's a moment of desperation. When people are saying that others are getting killed, like, oh my god, there's this one guy that said he can save us. Maybe he can, right? So we have the best friend who's like, yo, listen to Ji-hoon. We have the VIP, which is super important. Why? For the last scene. So this scene right now is not super important, to be honest. It's important, but not very. So you got phone, too hot. You got the VIP being there, the frontman. I don't know why I'm calling him VIP. Fuck. Why is it important? Because this show is called season number 1. Now, number 1 is actually super important. I'm talking a lot, I know, but I'm back into Squid Game, so tell me. I'll make some noise, I'll make some noise. So, it's kind of important because I don't know. It's complex. The number 1 is the VIP. The reason why it's important is because of why he's there. The reason why it's so cool is because we don't know if there's a number 1. They never showed us number 1. Right? So then what Ji-hoon does, this is the smartest thing. He puts himself back to the cameras and he screams, "Stop and go." The reason why he does that is because he's gonna save the fucking game. And so far, weirdly speaking, everybody follows him. Everybody follows him. And this is important because they do trust the guy. Like, okay, well, maybe he's not crazy. So this girl, there's a bee at her, and she moves. So because she moves, she gets killed. Now everybody freaks out. And the craziest thing is, by freaking out, almost like 50 people die. Almost 50 people die. And only him can save them. Now this is a cool moment. Look at this. Is this him song? It's not. So in the first game, oh, this one's actually a pretty cool character. This one, I actually really like her. It's a him, but still. She's playing a woman, so we'll call her a woman. Oh, fuck. The song like on the first season was "Fly Me to the Moon and Let Me See, oh my, you're all I ask for, bam bam bam, da 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 dum, for all I care, I need you, for all I care, I want you." I'm gonna make you guys listen to something that is beautiful, and to me it's kind of important because it's one of my favorite songs. But only the way she sings it. Ray, "Fly Me to the Moon." So I don't know who she is. Her name is Ray. I think I'm gonna do one episode today because we talked a lot, so, and I'm tired. Beautiful, isn't it? I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Je pense que c'est assez là. Sorry about this, guys. We need to go to the bathroom. What a day. I've been making content for an hour and a half. I don't even have a pee break, bro. What are you kind of running a sweatshop, bro? What the fuck? So yeah, the bees kind of makes him realize, like, hey, It's kind of messed up. Now, we know this is a super important moment. So, him saying that is kind of cool. The first thing to see is how people react to what he's saying and the fact that they're dying. There'll be two reactions that are super important. So he's telling them like, yo, they're detecting movement, he's explaining the game. So you can see the character that are important. Her, she's holding her stomach. So she's holding her stomach, why? Because she's pregnant, right? We learn that she's pregnant. Thanos is gonna do drugs. This is way of coping with it, the whole thing. You know, so it's super important. And you already see the old man is an asshole. He hides behind someone else. So super much of an asshole. There's a girl that she's so afraid she's shaking, so she get killed. Now, this is super important. So this is my favorite member. She is member 11. Why is she my favorite member? Because she'll question the game. So they're kind of like a brainwash going on where the people that work there believe the games are justified, right? And then what you'll see is you'll see her father. That's her father. You know, it's kind of crazy. It's not clear if she's her father or a father figure to her, right? So this is kind of intense. And she's number 1. She's my favorite. In season 1, we didn't have a single person that was important in the mask group. Now that we have one now, it's actually pretty good. Now Thanos, what he just did is he pushed people. And because he pushed people, he just killed a bunch of people. So Thanos is kind of the bad guy here. But at the same time, no. Ji-hoon leads them. Again, there's some people that get killed. But at the same time with Ji-hoon, a lot of people that get killed wouldn't get killed. You know? That's pretty much it. One of the guy received a shot in the legs. Now, this is incredibly important in the show. This is incredibly important. There's 2 moments here that are incredibly important. The guy getting shot in the legs is important because you don't kill him. You want to maintain the organ as clean as possible. First of all. Second of all, Ji-hoon, no. The fact that he got killed. And then, number 11 will shoot him in the head to make sure he's dead. Which kind of goes against the rule of, no, keep them alive to get the organs. You know? I like that. Because right away she's showing that, no, I'm different. I have a feeling. Now, there's this guy that falls. And Ji-hoon come back to help him. Now, this is one of the most important moments. We have also her. This is a Marine. Super cool. Why? Because Ji-hoon, okay, so oh my god. Does Ji-hoon want to save the guy? Yes and no. He wants to save the guy, but then if Ji-hoon stay alive, he can protect them. He can protect them. He can actually protect them, right? Now, this is a cool moment. The other person is just a nice person. That's why they're saving them. This is super important. I'm gonna do one episode because again, we're gonna do so much time. So we're going and everybody's okay. Everybody's okay. Now you see that one of the guy is damaged, so we did kill him. Now there's a big part of like, yo, you weren't supposed to kill him, right? So we see right away that the girl, we see that she's number 11. So this is super important. This is super important for 2 reasons. The people that are playing the game are wearing numbers, and the people that are working are also wearing numbers. But then whenever the name 11 is mentioned, you know who she is. We don't care about the other one because they're not important. She's important, so we know her name. And even if her name is 11, that's still a name. We still know who they're talking about. So then we watch the game. We're back to the ship. They're like, yo, we don't know what to do. And now the people are like, yo. And this is so cool because this is a repeated scene from the season 1. People are like freaking out. I can't believe that everybody died. I cannot believe they killed. You monster, you killed them. And then guess what? The money goes down in the piggy bank. And then everybody shut up. And everybody's like, oh my god, there's so much money. Wow. Which is the game, the plan, the goal behind the game. That is pretty much it. So they're saying, and the craziest thing is, like, okay, that's a lot of money. And they said, how come we don't have all the money? Well, because, and that's when they revealed there's only going to be one person left. Now, Ji-hoon does the craziest thing possible. And he says, there's a rule that says we can stop the game, right? we can start the game. So the whole time, we're seeing people that we like, right? And this is gonna be some of the most important moments in the whole fucking show. And I didn't know that. I didn't know how important it was until I saw it. So there's gonna be a group of yes and no. Now this is so interesting. This is so nice. Why? Because you put them with a little sticker. The little sticker is okay. So the fact that there's two clans, the people that wants to say yes and no, they're kind of governments. At the head of the people that wants to quit the game, there's Jiun. At the head of the people that want to stay in the game, there's the old man. Okay, so they're kind of governments. And then there's war. So you know, in the first show there was infighting. In the second show there's infighting between the two gangs, between the two faction, the yes and no. Now this is super important, and this is possibly the most badass. So we have yes, we have no. We're seeing the character that we care about saying yes and saying no, and we're seeing the character that we care about and like, yo, guess what? We really believe. So I don't know how many people there are left. I'm sure it said, should have checked. I'm sorry. I don't know how many players there are left, but they're the exact same number of yes then no. That means it's by the number one, and then Mr. Number One is revealed. Now, there's three reasons as to why number one is super important. First of all, we didn't see him yet. We don't know who he is. Second of all, he's the one that's gonna say, we stay or we leave. And first of all, is a reveal. Now, the reveal in itself is crazy important. Crazy important. So he clicks yes. And then we see the face. And we see his face. And we see we voted for staying. And then we see the face. And guess what? It is the frontman. And we know the face of the frontman. So this, my friends, is so important. For why? Well, it's actually very simple. It's important because it's not to join the game. So in the first game, Ji-hoon kind of sabotaged the whole thing. And then the frontman said, you know what? Fuck, you want to interfere with my game? I'll interfere with you. So now there's there's a force of good, there's a force of evil. Force of good, Ji-hoon, force of evil, frontman. And there's both influences on the field. Frontman is going to do whatever he can to make sure that the game works, and Ji-hoon's going to do whatever he can to make sure that the game don't work. And then the frontman is going to become part of Ji-hoon's crew. We had him like a spy. But this is the introduction, and it's so cool because if Ji-hoon was part of the game, the frontman wouldn't be part of the game. So it's super nice. And the frontman couldn't die. He could die. So also super cool. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I love you guys so much. Take it easy. I'm excited. 42 minutes for one episode. I'm sorry. But at the same time, free content. Who gives a shit?